Hey everyone, Valdestot here, and on today's video we're going to be talking about after buying a new car, is it worth it to use on DoorDash deliveries? And what prompted this was a conversation the missus and I were having after driving off the lot, heading back home, and we were discussing our future with delivery driving. We had an epiphany about the future if we do this that a lot of drivers don't think about, right? And this is what prompted us to do this topic. And here's why. Back when we first started doing DoorDash in December of 2018, we realized that after 4 months, we drove over 9,000 miles. And this is what a lot of new drivers actually do because they don't realize that we're not employees anymore, we're independent contractors. Very few people know about what independent contracting really is when you first start out. And most new drivers come into it with a W-2 mentality. When you see an offer come up on the screen, you just feel compelled to take the offer. You don't even think about the amount, you don't think about the distance, you don't think about anything. You just see the offer, you take it. And over time, it took us about 4 months to realize that this was a scam, okay? And because of the mileage and the gas costs, etc., right? You start to realize that it's a scam and it's perpetuated by these gig apps such as DoorDash, Grubhub, Uber Eats, all of them, not actually putting out any sort of instructional video. They're basically just say, sign up, here, install the app, turn it on, you're on your own. Now, this could be construed in a couple of ways, in my opinion. They do this so that they don't treat us like employees, or they do this so that unwitting new drivers that don't know what independent contractors are just take every order regardless of pay or distance. And that could be acting in bad faith or intentionally just making us take orders because we don't have the knowledge or the experience to know we have the right to, just, decline the offers. So they win either way, because if they put out a video that says, yeah, take these $3 offers going 7 miles, or 15-mile offers for only about $7, right? That could be construed as making us into employees, so they obviously don't want to do that, and they will use that as their reason for not putting out a video. But if they don't put out a video, it benefits them even more, because a lot of times, if not the majority of times, drivers will act like employees and just simply take all offers, regardless of pay or distance. So that is one of the reasons, and I'm going to link in a description above, us to do the video just a few days ago of, before you sign up on DoorDash, watch this video. Because you need a video that's going to give you what real life dashing is about, and an actual dasher with experience telling you what they do and the reasons for it, and the reasons for you to not take long distance videos. I'm sorry, long distance miles for X amount, unless it's an amount of pay that is worth it. Okay, so this is what prompted us to do this topic, because they're not being forthright, they being DoorDash. They don't tell you any of this information because they want employees that will take every order so they can make their service fees. I've said this many a times on all my other videos. But it's shocking once you see the numbers I'm about to show you. So here it is. Here are the hard numbers. I literally spent about a half hour on this, and I was thinking of ways to kind of format it, and this is the end result. I'm giving you a financial breakdown of a new car purchase and the expenses going forward based on the following: a 6-day work week, not a dollar per hour, but $100 per day goal, because a lot of part-timers and a lot of full-timers want at least $100 per day goal. Okay, whether it's 2 hours, 3 hours, 6 hours, 10 hours, they just want $100 per day goal. A 50-mile a day maximum, unknown hours worked, because again, it's a goal, not an hours worked video, and the asterisk of the $100 per goal may not be achievable in certain markets. Okay, so here's the numbers. Total days on a 50-mile per day, 365 total days. Total work days, subtract 52 days out of the year, which makes it 313 because it's a 6-day work week, not a 7-day work week. Total gross pay is literally $100 per day at 313 days worked, $31,300 in a year for gross pay. Total miles at $50 miles per day at 313 days worked is 15,650 miles per year. You heard that right. Most people don't think about it. They just sign up and work for the money. They don't care about miles, and I'm a mileage channel here. I've always stressed miles, okay? So 15,650 miles per year, more than the normal 12,000 per year, but you're a courier driver. Of course you're going to have it, right? But here's where it gets interesting. At a $20,000 car purchase price, with a loan of 72 months, you're going to have to pay $3,600 a year, okay? $300 a month, but that figure can vary based on credit score, your down payment, etc. at $300 per month. So it could be above $300, it could be below $300, but we're just going to use $300 as a figure, okay? Car insurance is a variable because every person's needs or their accident history or their insurance company that they're with will give different amounts. But one thing is for certain, with a new car, you will need, with a lien loan, you are going to need full comprehensive and collision coverage for a new car. Unless you pay cash for the car and there is no lien or loan, you're not going to need the full comp, and you could just go liability only and have a cheaper cost per month on the vehicle. But we put no expense there on the car insurance. Also, for you to be 100% legit, which a lot of drivers aren't, if you get involved in an accident and they find out that you are a driver, you are on your own. They will not pay for anything you would have to pay for it on your own unless you get business insurance, which is a little more expensive than personal insurance. So a lot of drivers out there I know don't have business insurance. Don't kid yourselves. If you're on an active delivery, unless you're with Uber, which will give you their insurance while on an active trip, you are on your own. Now, minimum of 3 oil changes per year, okay, because every 5,000 miles you need an oil change, and we're talking 15,000 miles, 650 miles a year, right? 15,650, that's 3 oil changes. So $33 per oil change is just an estimated cost. I rounded up to $100. Gas, at 15,650 miles, you will need 626 gallons in a year, based off of $3 per gallon per year, and it's assuming 25 miles per gallon city miles for the most part, right? So 25 miles per gallon at $3 per gallon. It will cost you $1,878 a year in gas. Tire wear, assuming you pay $600 for a set of 4 tires. Some are cheaper than others. We got ours for $400. Some are more expensive depending on the car. It could be $800. So we just put it at $600, and that includes labor, installation, and rotation and all that, right? So instead of $600, I have to by half, right? $600 to $300, because you typically don't get new tires until you hit 30,000 miles or above. So $300 in a year for the expense. Quarterly taxes, which most drivers don't even consider, we do. We pay roughly about $200 every 3 months, every quarter, for our Social Security, disability, as a business owner, because we are not W-2 employees, people. Don't kid yourselves. We have to file Schedule Cs, and we have to pay quarterly taxes for Social Security. If you don't, you pay it at the end of the year, which brings down your refund. Okay? So, without car insurance included, okay, as an expense, and without broken down maintenance, I didn't want to go that in depth because different cars have different expenses due to make and model, right? Some cars will break down or have issues more than others. Some may not have an engine breakdown under 100,000 miles, and some may. We had our Nissan Cube had a failed engine, even with regular maintenance through Nissan. It failed at 80,000 miles, and we got a brand new engine for about $200 with a $200 deductible. So don't kid yourselves. Anything can happen, and these are rough miles you are driving. As a driver, it is not like freeway miles or leisure miles. When you're in a hurry, you brake harder. You go past the line. You're speeding. You can basically be like in our area, our infrastructure is effing terrible. Potholes everywhere, raised roads. So if you're driving and it's a raised road, it almost hits like you're hitting a curb. Dun, right? Your car is going to be put through the ringer being a delivery driver, unless you are so careful with your car, which less than 5% of drivers are, in my opinion, just made up number. Unless you baby your car while you're in a delivery, don't fool yourselves. Your car is going to start having little rattles, knocks. You're going to basically, your suspension is going to be worn out a lot faster. Don't kid yourselves, folks. If you use a new car, it's going to be worn out faster, and more issues will happen. So without all those factors, the insurance and wear and tear, your true costs, not knowing those 3 things, your true cost is actually, your profit per day in reality is $78.66 without knowing the wear and tear over time, the car insurance, and the maintenance. The $100 per day in reality is $78.66. You will hit 100,000 miles in 6.39 years. So pretty much after you finally pay off your car, and this is at only 50 miles a day driven. Only 50. Because we were talking in the car, we said if we do this, we're only going to hit a hard 50 miles a day from here on out. And we may even go down to 2 days a week. We may get W-2 jobs. We don't know. Because Doordash and these gig apps are so inconsistent with pay, because they keep screwing with drivers' pay, refusing to increase base pay, relying on customer tips to subsidize your pay, and if customers don't tip, the majority of your offers will be lower. Summer slowdowns, seasonal, weekly, monthly, depending on time of month. Our pay is inconsistent. So I even went one step further. I was about to basically just leave it at that at 50 miles a day, but for you guys, I actually did the math for you. Some people drive more than 50 miles, so 100 miles a day. So I doubled it. 365 days, 313 is the same. The amount of $100 per day is the same at 31,300. Your miles doubled to 31,300 miles a year. So that means the car monthly is the same. The oil changes increased to $200. It doubled, right? Because every 5,000 miles, right? So realistically, actually, no, that was one thing I didn't think of. It didn't just double, but you need, instead of, well, 5,000, you need 6 oil changes. Yeah, it did double. I'm sorry. So it doubled to, $200 per year. Your gas doubled from 626 gallons to 1,252 gallons. Your gas costs obviously doubled, to $3,756. Set of tires is now from $300 to an actual regular $600 without having to divide it. And obviously your quarterly taxes stayed the same. So the only things that doubled literally was the oil changes, well, the mileage, the oil changes, the gas, the tires. That's it. So your true profit is now, it went from $24,622 a year to $22,344 a year after the expenses taken out. Still doesn't factor in car insurance, wear and tear over time, etc., right? Maintenance. Your true daily that you are making without those other things that we just said factoring in is $71.39, and if you drive 100 miles a day, you will only be halfway to paying off your car. 3.19 years on a 6-year loan. Is it starting to sink in, folks, that you could say, just get a used car, get like a $3,000. I had that video too. I had a video, and I'll link that one here. Renting a car versus buying a new car versus a used car, right? I'll link that one on the card right here. You can look at that video. But actually buying a new car and doing these numbers, and in some markets, $100 per day goal may not be achievable unless you work a hell of a lot of hours, which means possibly taking offers that are undesirable, longer distance offers, lower paying offers, right, just to get to your $100 goal. It starts to look like more of a scam. Now, I know what some of you are saying. There's always going to be detractors out there, that it is your choice to choose the offers you want. No one's forcing you to do a $100 per day goal. No one's forcing you to take offers that you shouldn't be taking. But every market is different, and that is one of the things that these people don't realize. Smaller markets like ours have less volume, and smaller markets like ours in this part of the country have a lower cost of living. Okay? So in larger markets, as I've said in many other videos, you guys have the benefit of getting better offers because your cost of living is higher. It's an apples to apples comparison. So yeah, $100 is going to be easier for you guys in the better, higher volume, higher cost of living offers. But your $100 isn't going to go as far as where we live, whether it's rent or mortgage, or buying groceries, or et cetera, right? Gas, same thing. Our $100 is the equivalent of your $150 to $200. Does that make sense? So pretty much these are the hard numbers. So is it worth doing DoorDash after we bought this car? We're starting not to think so, at least in our market, okay? And there's several factors for saying this. Looking at these numbers is an eye-opener for sure, okay? And we're not 100% sure if DoorDash is all it's cracked up to be. They flood markets with new drivers. They don't do anything to help drivers out with base pay. We don't even see peak pay anymore except for after midnight deliveries in our area. The continual rule changes and BS, which continually benefits them, but not drivers. Customer tips are becoming a lot lower, and the offers are becoming a lot more lower more frequently when we see offers. Again, I get it, summer slowdown. I'm not debating that. But it is a clear race to the bottom as compared to 2.5 years ago when we first started Doordash, Grubhub, and Uber Eats. The pay has gotten lower. And in order to get your goal of $100 a day, we're seeing that we used to make that in 3 to 4 hours. Then it became 4 to 4.5, then 4.5 to 5, and now it seems like we're having to work 6+ hours to get that goal. Now, we are not top dashers. I've said that before. Pay can be influenced by the better offers by being a top dasher, but we are not going to kill our car to be top dasher. We're not going to take 70% of our orders to get better offers. We're not catering to no tip, low tip offers. We have standards, which is prompting us to do this video. Is it worth doing DoorDash buying a new car? And for us, the answer is no. How much can we make in our smaller market driving 50 miles, a cap of 50 miles? We've done it with our dad's car. He let us borrow the car that we were doing for the close to 2 weeks, and we proved the theory. On a typical day, we make anywhere from about $45 to $75. The worst day we ever had was $30 in 4 hours. The best day we had was literally close to about $80 in 4 hours. We work 4-hour shifts, okay? And we kept every day we did it under 50 miles because we did not want to add miles to his car. He was doing us a favor. Why would we destroy his car? Okay, so does that kind of make sense, folks? Do you see where these companies, as we keep saying, don't give a damn about drivers, new or veteran? They don't care about your car. They don't care about your miles. They say we're independent contractors, but guess what? They try to treat us as employees by doing all these ratings things that puts a level of control on drivers, like waiting at a restaurant for God knows how long, and penalizing you for it if you unassign it, when they simply could be giving us a timer, as I said in a comment on an earlier video, that they have timers for customers to get their food. Why not restaurants after 5 or 10 minutes? Give us the same. If the food's not ready, guess what? Let us unassign without penalty. But they don't, because they don't freaking care about us. So anyway, that's it. About a 25-minute video. We're at 23 minutes right now. I'm really hoping, as I said before in all of the other videos we've released, we do this because we care about people. We don't do it for the money, or else we wouldn't be giving money away. And even when some people are thinking, oh, you're just doing it just to get 1,000 subs, so you can get more money for yourselves. No, we're going to be giving that money away too. We really, truly want to help drivers through our experience with these companies. We're not doing it for the fame. We're not doing it for the money. We're doing it for you guys so that you guys don't fall into the same pitfalls that we went through. So, take care, everyone. Please like and subscribe if you can. We really would appreciate it, right? Because we just want to get the word out to other people to help them out and not be used and abused by these companies like DoorDash. So, like and subscribe, get the word out, please, share it, because we really want to see people succeed. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you later.